Have you ever noticed that your body just doesn't respond the way it used to? Think about your 20s for a second. You could stay out until 2 in the morning, get a few hours of sleep, grab a coffee, and somehow make it through the next day. Now, one late night can throw you off for the rest of the week. Or maybe it's a girl's night out. 10 or 15 years ago, a couple of drinks wasn't a big deal. Now, you're recovering for days. And it's not just sleep or alcohol either. The weight that used to come off doesn't. The workouts that used to work don't seem to have the same effect. The eating habits you've had for years suddenly aren't enough. Eventually, almost every woman I coach asks me the same question. Coach Bree, what is wrong with me? And the answer is probably nothing. Your body is doing exactly what it's designed to do. The problem is that most of us were only ever taught half of the equation. For decades, the fitness industry has taught women to burn calories, burn fat, sweat more, eat less, do another class, move more. Now, none of that advice is completely wrong. Walking is good for you. Cardio is good for your heart. Eating nutritious food obviously matters. But somewhere along the way, the conversation became almost entirely about burning calories instead of building muscle. And that worked until it didn't. When you're in your 20s and even much of your 30s, your body is remarkably forgiving. You recover faster. You naturally maintain muscle more easily. Your hormones are working in your favor. You can skip a week of workouts and bounce right back. You can lose weight by eating a little less and adding a little more cardio. Your body is compensating for a lot. But that doesn't mean your strategy back then was complete. It means your biology had enough margin to cover the gaps. But your body doesn't suddenly change when you turn 40. It starts changing much earlier. A 2024 Stanford medicine study challenged the idea that aging happens as one slow, gradual decline. Instead, researchers found that many of our biggest biological changes happen in waves, with one of the biggest periods occurring in our mid-40s. But that doesn't mean aging begins at 45. Around our 30s, most adults begin losing muscle unless they're actively working to maintain it. Growth hormone gradually declines. Hormonal changes begin long before menopause and perimenopause. Recovery gets a little slower. Building muscle gets a little harder. Your body becomes just a little less forgiving every year. At first, you barely notice, but those small changes add up. By the time many women reach their 40s, they're asking, why did this happen all of a sudden? And the truth is, it didn't. The changes started years earlier. Your 40s are often just the point where your body stops compensating for them. That's why I want women in their 30s to hear this message. Don't wait until your body forces you to pay attention. Start building muscle now. Protect it, feed it, challenge it. Think of it as investing in the next 20 or 30 years of your life. And if you're listening to this in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond, here's the good news. Muscle is one of the few things about aging that you can still influence. Research consistently shows that resistance training can help maintain muscle, improve insulin sensitivity, strengthen bones, and support a healthier metabolism at every age. You can't stop the clock on aging, but you can absolutely change how well your body ages. And that brings us to what I think is the biggest lesson here. The missing piece was never another diet. It was muscle. Muscle isn't just something that helps you look toned. It's one of the most important organs for healthy aging. It helps regulate blood sugar. It supports your metabolism. It strengthens your bones. It makes everyday life easier. And unlike many of the hormonal changes happening during midlife, muscle is something you can still build. That's why strength training becomes so important. Not because cardio suddenly stopped being healthy, not because strength training is trendy, but because building and maintaining muscle directly addresses the changes happening inside your body. This changes how we think about exercise. Instead of asking, how many calories did I burn today? We start asking better questions. Am I building muscle? Am I eating enough protein to support it? Am I recovering well enough to keep it? Am I doing something I can still see myself doing 5 years from now? Those are the questions that actually move the needle. At the boxing district, that's exactly why we coach the way we do. Yes, our workouts burn calories, but that's never the primary goal. The goal is to build a stronger body that's ready for the next decade of your life, not just the next vacation. We don't just help women lose weight, we help them build muscle, move better, feel more confident, become stronger in ways that carry over into every part of their lives. Because strength really does live here. If you've spent years bouncing from one program to another, or you're quietly convinced yourself that your body just doesn't respond anymore, I hope you'll stop blaming yourself. Your body isn't failing you. It's simply asking for something different than it needed 20 years ago. And the good news is, it's never too late to give it exactly that.